YouTube. It's your boy Rollo Jenkins here. Title of this video is called Finally Over the Hump. Well, as y'all probably can hear, I ain't over the hump, but it's fucking cold. Summertime, but us as boxing fans, it seems like we're finally over the hump. I say the last month or so, I've been seeing a lot of videos talking about Adrian Broner, this Martinez-Chavez fight. And I've been seeing a lot of Dawson prediction videos. This gives me the indication that we, as boxing fans, we are finally over the hump of this chokehold that has plagued the sport for about 2 years. Finally over the hump. To my Dawson prediction, I think that I know that overall, Ward is a more complete fighter, or at least that what we've seen of him so far. But for some reason, I just think that Dawson is a lot hungrier now. He is, I think, a little bigger and a little stronger than Ward. And I think that we're going to see the best Dawson that we've ever seen. I won't be surprised a bit if Andre Ward wins this fight, even if he wins going away. But I actually expect a really good, exciting fight. Interesting. Not a barn burner. Not a Vasquez versus Marquez. Not a barn burner, but a really nice, interesting, compelling fight. A good chess match. I don't think it'll be a boring fight like I've seen some people predicting. I think it'll be a fairly entertaining fight, I think it'll come down to a very interesting decision and everything. I just expect it to be a really interesting fight. I won't be surprised though. I don't think anything in this fight can surprise me because for the first time in a long time, I'm really not sure of who's probably going to win this fight. I don't bet on boxing, but if I was a betting man, I would have probably made a lot of money just because most fights are so predictable. So predictable. I can only name one or two fights where I was surprised that the other person won. I was a little surprised when Lamont Peterson beat Amir Khan. I wasn't surprised that Khan lost to Garcia. The Bradley fight didn't surprise me at all. Because most fights are so fucking predictable. Of course, I heard somebody mention the fact that this fight isn't getting love on like ESPN and shit. It's a little surprising because ESPN is still one of the networks that shows televised boxing. And I'm surprised that they don't have those shows talk about fights more often. Because the more people get into boxing, the more people watch their show on Friday nights. I don't know. But what I would like to see, though, too, is... and it's funny because for probably some years now, I used to always hear Blood Boxing talk about a legitimate top 10. And it's hard to have a top 10 where all the attention and all of boxing goes to like 10 different fighters. If you know what I'm saying. We have hundreds of fighters in each division. But all of the attention, all of the media only concentrates on about 10 fighters. the fucked up thing is, one of the reasons that the sport, I believe, is suffering too is the lack of fan-interested matchups. Now, the sport was fucked up and slightly in that chokehold because the one matchup that the general public could be interested in was a fucking fight that never happened. But there is no other fight with that type of interest because those two guys happen to be in the same division. Any other two fighters that you can name, you can't hardly name, or the general public can't name two fighters in the same division. And that's what's fucked up. You know, like, as much as they might try and hype up Adrian Broner, he still needs somebody to stand across the ring from. So, as long as they do their hype job with Adrian Broner, he still needs somebody to fucking fight, you know? I'm not saying that the kid not good, and I'm definitely not saying I want to see the kid fight. But you need to have a fight that people are interested in seeing him being in. And I know that these fucking promoters and shit, they are over or superseded by the fucking networks. And the networks are the real promoters. And for some reason, fucking Al Heyman runs both of these goddamn networks. Why and or how, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes I just sit and think about, well, why the fuck do I know Adrian Broner? Because I ain't never known none of the dudes he fought, except for Ponce de Leon. You know, he was the only dude that I had heard of prior to fighting Adrian Broner. Same thing with Andre Berto. Why in the fuck was he fighting on HBO when he was fighting on HBO? You know, because his relationship with Al Heyman. But see, the fucked up thing is, these fighters come along without that foe, that rival, you know. The Super Bowl was always big because, you know, two teams had to go through some shit to get to that point. So no matter what happened in the fucking regular season, you know, once they get to the Super Bowl, what it took for them to get there, and obviously that recent resume gives them a chance to win that fucking game. Same thing with the NBA Finals and so on and so forth. It's, in boxing, they keep building up a guy. They building up Adrian Broner. You know, they're building up Nonito Donaire. You know, and you can only get excited about a fighter fighting. And you only get excited about fights that you want to see them in. You can't get excited about a fucking fight when you know that you're going to fucking win. You know, the only good thing that can come out of those fights is fucking upset. And even when that happens, sometimes that motherfucker get pushed to the side. Look, old poor Timmy Bradley ain't fucking being talked about with a fight, you know? That's fucked up. But, shit, I need to end this, man. I'm just rambling on and shit, probably because I ain't made no video in so long. But just last night, I was at work and I was thinking, the Super 6 tournament, I think, was a good idea. Didn't probably quite come off the way they expected, but I believe it was a success. I think that the networks, each network should probably put together their own tournament. You know, HBO can do a 140-pound tournament. And the thing is, you can do a tournament, like a boxing after dark shit, and you could have it set up to where those guys fight their media hype stars. You know, you could do a fucking tournament at 140 pounds. You can grab guys like Vernon Paris, Tim Coleman, Jesse Vargas, there's a couple more guys. Zab Judah, Amir Khan, Johan Guzman. No, I think I heard that the baby boy Diaz might be trying to make a little comeback. But anyway, let's say you get 8 junior welterweights, and we can give 4 top tier market darlings, media hype babies. We could give them a bye in the first round. You know, let's say Brandon Rios, Adrian Broner. I'm not sure what division he's fighting at, but let's just assume he's at 140. Yuri Yorkis Gamboa, and just for the sake of this conversation, let's say Timothy Bradley. So we get a couple of doubleheader on the Boxing After Dark, where 2 guys fight, and the winner is designated to fight Brandon Rios on the World Championship boxing card in the future. Another 2 guys fight, and the winner is ensured to fight with Adrian Broner in the future on World Championship boxing card. So on and so forth. So then we've watched a Boxing After Dark with the winner fighting Adrian Broner, Brandon Rios, Tim Bradley, and whoever the other dude I just named. So now we have 4 World Championship boxing cards. Now, after these 4 World Championship boxing cards, the winners of those fights fight the winners of the other fights. Now we have 4 more World Championship boxing cards, which can ultimately lead to possibly a pay-per-view. If, let's just say, it's Danny Garcia and Adrian Broner come out the winners, I mean, they would have gone through some pretty decent competition that at that point we might really want to see that fucking fight and be willing to pay for it. But at the rate it's going, it's just a bunch of, I guess he'd get paid, good money to fight fucking guys that have no chance of beating him. And I guess that's fine and dandy if that's what he wants to do, or if that's how the networks want to operate. But us as boxing fans, we fucking lose, And I mean, what the fuck can we do besides watch? Because we are hardcore boxing fans. We want to fucking see boxing. So just because we watch it, I guess they feel like this is we must like what we getting. Oh shit! This is the last thing I want to touch on before I stop this. The pound for pound list. Now, all time greats and pound for pound lists to me are 2 different things. Pound for pound list to me is always current. The pound for pound best fighters in the world right now. We all have our own criteria. This is all our own opinions. And we can base our own criteria on whatever we want to base our own criteria on. I, first of all, feel like this. With the landscape and the politics of boxing, It's two things you cannot be. You cannot be the highest paid fighter and the pound for pound best fighter. You can't be both, because to be one means that you're sacrificing the other. You know? It's like being a player and a good husband. You can't be a fucking player and a good husband. You just fucking can't do it. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you can be a player and be a good-ass player, you can do that. But you can't do that shit and be a good husband. This shit don't work. So, to me, in my eyes, like, Floyd Mayweather cannot be the best fighter today based on the shit that I base being the best fighter today's criteria on. First of all, you can't fight once a year. Second of all, you can't only fight the guys who bring the most money. And third of all, you have to remotely come close to cleaning out a division before you can be the pound for pound top fighter in the world to me. So right now, number one on my pound for pound list has definitely got to be Andre Ward. Nobody in boxing has a resume stacking up to his at all. To have wiped out pretty much a division, and the only guy in his division you could say that he hasn't fought is Bute, which is a fight that I'd still like to see, because I still think that Bute would give Ward a lot of problems, and I still really would like to see that fight. But his resume it stands for itself. Second, I would have to say Sergio Martinez. Now, people may say that Sergio Martinez was fighting bums, and maybe they were bums, you know, but they were top-tier bums. They were the highest-ranked guys for him to fight, whether we knew them or not, you know, and he fought them, you know, and you can't knock the guy for that. And it would have to be the Klitschko's. Klitschko's fight guys you don't know who are ranked, and the motherfuckers that they don't fight are the motherfuckers who just won't fight them, at least as far as I know. But these guys just pick and choose certain guys to fight just because, you know, they bring the most money and all that shit. It's cool and dandy, but I mean, come on, man. You gotta fucking fight the best fucking fighter and beat the best fighters to be considered the best fighter, not the motherfucker who bring the most money. You know what I'm saying? It just don't work like that. It just don't fucking work, you know? Even when the Lakers, certain teams that are always going to be good in certain sports. The Cowboys always going to be decent. The Yankees always going to be decent. The Red Sox always going to be decent. The motherfucking Detroit Red Wings always going to be decent. The fucking Los Angeles Lakers, the Miami Heat, always going to be pretty decent. But even teams like the New York Knicks, who are always pretty decent, them not making the playoffs and shit like that is a terrible year for them because of their market, where they are. So a bad season for them is 4 or 5 games over 500 and not making the playoffs. That's a terrible season for the New York Knicks. Bounced out in the first round is a bad season for the New York Knicks. You know what I'm saying? But the thing of it is with boxing, you can lose and lose and lose. As long as people want to see you fight, it don't fucking matter. Do y'all realize that, like, Mayweather's first time on pay-per-view was a fight with fucking Arturo Gatti? Now, don't get me wrong. I love to watch Gatti fight. But anybody who knew anything about boxing knew that that motherfucker didn't have a snowball's chance in a motherfucking desert of coming close to beating Floyd Mayweather. But they put that shit on pay-per-view. You know, that shit was on pay-per-view. I don't know how or fucking why. but that shit ended up on fucking pay-per-view. So, the thing of it is, Floyd Mayweather is the New York Yankees, the Los Angeles Lakers, the fucking Detroit Red Wings of boxing. No matter what he does, he'll be relevant. No matter what the fuck's going on, he'll be relevant. As far as business goes, yeah, he's top tier. Nobody's above him. But as far as competition in the ring, there is a whole lot left to be desired. And the fact of the matter is, the crazy shit about it is, it's always about like making money or this, that, and the third. But if Floyd Mayweather said he was fucking fighting me, who outside of my motherfucking friends and family and y'all niggas on YouTube, nobody knows me. That shit would end up on pay-per-view and sell 500,000 fucking buys. Easy. Just because it's Floyd Mayweather. So why shouldn't a young ass nigga like Keith Thurman get a shot? You know what I mean? Why not fight Andre Berto? Or some fucking unknown dude, Paul Spadafora. I don't give a fuck. Just a motherfucker who has earned his way up the rankings. And all of that old so-and-so don't deserve a shot and all that shit, you can't even say that shit no more because of the politics in boxing. You can't even earn your way up. Motherfuckers be Coneloin so bad that these young cats don't even get a chance to make a name for themselves because motherfuckers just be out here Coneloing. You know what I'm saying? They be doing them Canelo jobs all the time. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure Keith Thurman been begging motherfuckers for fights. But who the fuck is he gonna fight? Who can he get to fight? Fucking Devin Alexander went from fighting Tim Bradley to fighting Randall Bailey. Like, talking shit like, yeah, I'm finna fight Randall Bailey. Like, all right, Randall Bailey can punch. But I done seen this motherfucker lose plenty of fights. Somehow come and knock a motherfucker out at the end. I don't know how he does it. But, I mean, shit, man. The dude almost fucking 40 years old. And, so, my thing about the pound for pound shit is, you're either going to be a good businessman or you're going to try and be the best boxer. Because you really can't be both. You know what I'm saying? You could tweet it between the middle, have a good ass in the middle and shit. But the motherfucker who's going to be pound for pound is probably never going to make the top tier money. And the motherfucker who makes the top tier money definitely ain't doing no pound for pound shit. It just fucking don't. It don't work that way. It's not gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? And it's just way too much Coneloing out here. You know what I'm saying? With all of these big names and between the top names that keep getting fucking recycled and the niggas who at the middle or the top or the bottom trying to break through, they just keep getting Canelo. You know what I'm saying? All that Canelo Alvarez shit going on, man. Niggas Caneloing all over the fucking middleweight, junior middleweight, fucking welterweight division. It don't make no fucking sense. You know what I'm saying? I mean, fuck. It was like, can you remember like 3-4 years ago when the welterweight division was stacked? Now, 3 or 4 years later, you can't hardly name 5 welterweights. For real. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just way too much Caneloing going on. And the fact that the fucking networks still want to cater to these fucking promoters. You know what I'm saying? Let me stop this video. Because I just be going on and on.